So let's go back to Satya Yuga, where when Lord Narsimha appeared for Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj, he was getting many punishments. All of you know the story of Hiranyakashipu, his demoniac father. How when Prahlad Maharaj used to tell about Lord Krishna, Hiranyakashipu would get angry, and then he tried giving so many punishments, different punishments to Prahlad Maharaj. But neither Prahlad Maharaj was stopping chanting the names of the Lord, nor anything was happening to Prahlad Maharaj. He couldn't harm Prahlad Maharaj. He couldn't make him stop chanting the names of the Lord. So all the punishments, putting inside the cave full of snakes, giving him poison, putting him under a mad elephant, throwing him from a huge hill. So all of this he did. And one more punishment among that is what he did? He threw Prahlad Maharaj under the ocean, right? So he made his soldiers, Hiranyakashipu's people, assistants, to throw Prahlad Maharaj deep inside the ocean. And how they will throw him deep inside the ocean? It was told Prahlad Maharaj was tied to a big rock. So if you fall in the ocean, you can escape. But if you are tied to a very big rock, then it will surely going to sink deep inside the ocean. And the rock was not a normal stone, it was a very, very, very big rock. Now, when along with this rock, Prahlad Maharaj was thrown into the ocean, Prahlad Maharaj was not afraid, or he did not say, "Oh, okay, I'll stop chanting the names of the Lord, please save me." He was again continuously remembering the Lord. He was, even during the punishment, he was remembering the Lord. And not only he was remembering the Lord, what was his desire? Not that, "Oh Lord, please save me from this." It was not like that also. When he was remembering the Lord, what he was remembering, that, "Oh Lord, if you want to save me, you save me. If you don't want to save me, I will accept whatever you want for me." So he was in that mood. So little Prahlad Maharaj was thrown into the ocean. And then when he was thrown into the ocean, all of us now, of course, the Supreme Lord himself is going to appear for protecting Prahlad Maharaj. Himself, the Lord appeared. This is so special. The Lord himself appeared. He also went deep inside the ocean and immediately caught Prahlad Maharaj before he sank more deeper. So what happened is, because of the rock, Prahlad Maharaj went so deep. When Lord Narayana, he caught hold of Prahlad Maharaj, the Lord's feet was almost under the sand of the sea. So you see, deep inside the sea, there will be some land, right? There will be some soil. So under that soil, Lord Narayana's feet went, sinked inside the soil. So what happened? His feet was in the Patal Loka. Feet till knees sank inside the Patal Loka. You are able to understand? So in this way, Lord Narayana was holding Prahlad Maharaj. And then, now remembering this pastime, there is also another pastime which you need to remember. Prahlad Maharaj, when Lord Narsimha appeared to protect Prahlad Maharaj, he killed Hiranyakashipu. Then there was a conversation. Prahlad Maharaj recited beautiful prayers to pacify Narsimha Dev. And then he was talking about his greatness. At that time, the Lord asks if Prahlad Maharaj wants something. So then he tells that, "I don't want anything." The Narsimha tells, again you ask. Then among the things that Prahlad Maharaj asks for, liberation of his father, apart from that, he also asks, "I want to see that form which you took to protect my uncle, that is my father's brother, Hiranyakashipu's brother." Who is Hiranyakashipu's brother? Hiranyaksha. And what form did the Lord take to kill Hiranyaksha?
Varahadev.
Yes, Varahadev. So, for the pleasure of Prahlad Maharaj, Lord Narasimha showed the form of Varahadev. Now, in this form, when you see, the face is of Varahadev, but the body is of Narasimha. Okay, so body is of Narasimha and the face is of Varaha. So this is the form which he showed Prahlad Maharaj. And remembering this form, Prahlad Maharaj is the one who carved this deity about whom we are talking about today. So we are talking about Varaha Narasimha, who is carved. The deity is carved by Prahlad Maharaj. If you see, the deity is standing in Tribhanga form. He's bent in, his knees are bent, his hips are bent, and his face will also be slightly bent. So this is the way Krishna stands. Lord Krishna, how does he stand? his legs are, his feet is bent, his near his thighs and waist he is bent, and then his face is tilted towards the flute. So this is called Tribhanga, bent in three places. That is how the Lord stands. He doesn't stand straight like we stand for a group photo or school. So that is the pose which Prahlad Maharaj has carved this deity. And as you can see, near the Lord, there are Shri Devi and Bhudevi holding flowers. So this is the deity with Prahlad Maharaj himself carved, and then he himself worshipped. Now after, while the Satyuga was approaching an end, what happened? This deity went in, was covered with sand. Nobody was there to continue the worship. So the deity was covered with sand and ant hills. All of you know ant hills. So the ant forms hills of mud, right? So this all were formed outside the deity. Now coming to Treta Yuga, in Srimad Bhagavatam, if you all have heard about Pururava. Who is Pururava? Now let's take like this. Lord Brahma, all of you know Brahmaji. Brahmaji has among his sons, one of them is Atri Muni. And Atri Muni's son is Soma. Now Soma, all of you must have heard heaven Somras, right? So like that, Soma is the Devata, demigod for all the drugs and something things like that, all the stars, nakshatras and drugs. So Somadev. So Somadev grandson is Pururava. Now all of you are understanding who's Pururava. So his great grandfather is Brahma, and Brahma's grandson Soma. Soma's grandson is Pururava. Now this Pururava, he was attracted to one of the Apsaras known as Urvashi, and Urvashi was attracted to Pururava. So they were enjoying together. While they were enjoying, they were going in a flower airplane. Then when they were traveling towards up above Bhuloka, at that time there was a divine voice which they heard. This divine voice told Pururava to stop at this place, South India, where Andhra Pradesh is situated today. So at this place, something attracted Pururava, and then the divine voice told Pururava to find out the Lord's deity. He searched a lot in this full mountain. He searched a lot, but he couldn't find the deity. Then he was very tired. He took a rest. At that time, the Lord appeared in his dream, and then he told Pururava that I am hidden inside this anthill. He showed the direction, and then Pururava could easily find the deity, and then he installed the deity. Which deity this is?
The deity Prahlad Maharaj carved.
Yes, the Varaha Narsimha deity which Prahlad Maharaj carved. So this deity Pururava took, he installed, he made the small temple. The temple was actually already built by Prahlad Maharaj. Now it was rebuilt by Pururava. And then he started worshipping the deities. Now the Lord again appeared in Urvashi's dream, and then he told that you're not worshipping me so nicely. The ants used to, when I was under the anthill, I was getting more pleasure. The ants were serving me. How? Because even if it rains, even if so much heat is there, I was covered inside the anthill. So I was feeling safe and cool. Now the ants served me better. You are not serving me properly. So then the Pururava and Urvashi, they prayed, and then they asked the Lord, what should we do? So then the Lord instructed that I want Chandan. So as you all know, Madhavendra Puri, Lord Gopal, Krishna, he asked Madhavendra Puri to bring Chandan and put me Chandan. I'm feeling hot. Same way here, Varaha Narsimha Lord, he is asking Pururava that please put me Chandan. This has been a practice since Yugas. Even today, the deity is covered with so much of Chandan. So Varaha Narsimha, he is covered with so much of Chandan. And now the same practice was continued since so many years. Every day, okay, even if you go to see the deity today, the deity will be fully covered with Chandan. It will look like a linga. So in between, actually, during the period of Sripad Ramanujacharya was, he had many different missions. So one of his mission was to set standards for deity worship in all the temples throughout India. So when he came to this temple, pujaris, they were worshipping the deity as a Shivalinga. So everybody was thinking this is a Shivalinga because it looked like a Shivalinga. So many people were arguing that this is a Shivalinga. So then Ramanujacharya, he explained them the past time, and then he explained them how, he proved them how it is deity of Varaha Narsimha. and he made the change in the system of worship, and then they rebuilt the temple more beautifully. Now, in this process, in between, somebody thought of removing the chandan, but when they were removing the chandan, some blood came out of the deity. So then they decided, by the Lord's orders, they decided that throughout the year, every day the deity will be covered with chandan in the same way, only on Akshaya Tritiya. All of you know when Akshaya Tritiya comes, mostly it comes during April. That is the day when Chandan Yatra starts in all the temples. So all of you know Chandan Yatra in all ISKCON temples, right? The whole deity is covered with Chandan for so many days, for 21 days. When you apply chandan paste, you will see how cool you will feel. So we want to serve the Lord, we want to make him feel cool. So we serve the Lord by applying chandan to the deity. So this story started by Madhavendra Puri. This practice started. So that story many of you must be knowing. So the deities are applied chandan. So this starts from Akshaya Tritiya. So in our temples, we start from Akshaya Tritiya and for 21 days we do. But in this temple is called Simhachalam. Now I will tell you why. Now this deity is applied chandan every day throughout the year, but only except on Akshaya Tritiya. So Akshaya Tritiya, if you go to the temple, you will be able to see the original form. You remember this form of the Lord, this deity, you will be able to see on the day of Akshaya Tritiya only. Otherwise, you will see this linga only. Throughout the year, they almost apply 480 kgs. What? They have 4 Purnimas. So 120, 120, 120, they keep on applying over it, so that the chandan is, they don't remove, but they keep applying the chandan over and over and over. And on Akshaya Tritiya, everything is removed. Then again, in the end of the day, they apply chandan again. So throughout the year, this is there. Now this deity is there in Simhachalam. Now what is Simhachalam? That is the mountain, that is the rock which they tied to Prahlad Maharaj. You remember the past time which we started with? So that rock is was tied to Prahlad Maharaj, and he was thrown into the ocean. And when the Lord saved Prahlad Maharaj, he brought him outside the ocean, and he kept Prahlad Maharaj safely. At that time, the Lord placed the same rock near on the banks of the ocean. All of you got it? So that is known as Simhadri or Simhachalam. It's a mountain, beautiful temple is there near on the Simhachalam, you can say, on the mountain. Okay, and the deity is, if you can see, it's only half. The knees till the feet is not, the lotus feet is not visible. You know why? Because I told in the past time, right? When the Lord saved...
It was under the sand, no?
Yes, correct. Because when the Lord saved Prahlad Maharaj, his feet went under the sand and so it reached Patal Loka. So it is said that in Patal Loka they are worshipping the other half. So anyways, we have got the darshan of the Lord till the knees, and till today, of course, the dhoti is tied in that way, but the actual deity is only till the knees. And many pujaris thought that the deity is incomplete, including Pururava. They thought that the deity is incomplete. They prayed to the Lord, but the Lord came and said that, no, this is my complete form. This is how Prahlad Maharaj has carved me. Okay, so this is the actual deity. If you go today, we'll be able to see like this, but on Akshaya Tritiya, you'll be able to see the actual form. So this is Varaha, Sri Varaha Narasimha, and at Simhachalam. Okay, this is a speciality of this deity. Okay. So if you have time, we can sing the bhajan.
Excuse me, Mataji, I have to go to school.
Yes.
So I'm leaving.
Oh, okay. Yes, okay. So Riyansh is telling that he went to Simhachalam. Very nice. Did you go on a normal day? You must have seen even I have gone a few years. I went few years back, but it was covered with, the Lord was covered with chandan. Very nice, Riyansh. So if you all got